Please introduce our guest.
It is an honour and a privilege, and it's just a tinge of sadness in which I say hello to Amanda Muggleton.
Hello,
Amanda.
my darling.
And I say that because you were one of Bruce's favourite people.
Yeah, well, you both are my favourite people, and I was gutted when I heard the news. You know I was. I was sobbing on the phone. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Terrible to think. He's not old enough to die.
But he absolutely adored you. I didn't ever speak him... in my lifetime, I never heard him speak so highly of anybody as of you. And the fact he went backstage, it's something he never does.
He never got over it, did he? I think twice he came backstage. Once for Masterclass.
And Shirley Valentine.
And I cracked a bottle of champagne.
Oh, how wonderful.
He loved meeting everyone and being back there.
Yeah.
Did he ever walk the boards himself? Did he ever? Was he an actor before he was a presenter and radio
he should have
personality?
been.
Yes.
He should have been either that or a lawyer, because he had the authoritative look, didn't he?
And the voice as well. You know, he had that very almost clipped way of speaking and that wonderful dulcet tone.
Yeah, he was blessed with a golden voice. He was on stage a couple of times in amateur productions when he was young.
Yeah.
He played a stiff in When an Inspector Calls. He's very proud of that.
He played the deceased.
Do people know what a stiff is?
Yeah, he was so
a dead body.
He was so proud of that role. But
it's very hard to play dead.
And he played it with distinction, you know. But yeah, we do miss him so. But
I always felt he could have been a lawyer or a judge. You know, he wanted to do like an Australian version of Judge Judy. He would have loved that.
I'm
just
amazed we
bang a
haven't
gavel
got
and
that.
sentence people.
Why haven't we got someone?
Well, Eddie
doing
Maguire's working on that. His production team are working on doing the Australian version.
Is that right?
As we speak. It's been in Luke Dennehy's page on Confidential.
With a woman or with a man?
With a lady, absolutely.
Yes.
I know the idea was floated about a decade ago that they might do one, but the difference being Americans seem to be quite happy to go on air on national television and make fools of themselves.
Having your dirty laundry out front?
Yes,
telly?
I lent my car to my ex-girlfriend and she trashed it and now she won't give it. Yeah, that's terrible.
No, Australians aren't fluent or confident enough to do it, are they?
No, they'd all be there quite shy of the fact that there's cameras in the room.
I mean, 300 million people in America. Isn't it amazing when you see American children speaking on television?
They're so confident.
Aren't they wonderful?
Yes.
The choice of words and so on. Whereas we're saying,
Well, I think they train them from the moment they come out of the womb. You are going to be great, kid.
No.
We are going to train you. You're going to be a star.
Do you know why they're so good? The clue is 300 million people. It is so competitive over there.
Yes, true.
I also think it's because their parents are so loud and fluent that in order for the kids to get a word in, they've got to be able to construct a sentence quickly and deliver it.
Yes.
Can I tell you a secret, Simon? Amanda and I were last seen hugging behind the big top at Silver Circus in Burnley on a very cold night.
Oh, it was thrilling.
Oh, it was such a thrill to see you there.
It was you as well. We had big cuddles.
I didn't know you loved circuses. Who were you there with?
Well, the girl I'm staying with is Yenda Sobbett, who's a very old friend of mine. She was in prison with us years ago.
Yes.
And she happened to be given the tickets. And I jumped at it. She said, I've got some tickets to see a circus. And she curled her lip and said, do you want to go? I said, yes. Yeah, I love the circus.
And wasn't it terrific?
Well, it was wonderful because there's no animals
That's
in
right,
it.
yes.
You know, but thank goodness.
And Simon saw it too. We all loved it.
You weren't there that night, though.
No, I was there another night.
Yeah, no, it was a good little circus.
I wouldn't have seen you except I came out to buy a hot dog and sauce. Otherwise, I never would have seen you.
I think
you bought a hot dog?
Yeah, they had hot dogs there.
Normally, Phil goes to events and takes a banana and half a pack of Tim Tams.
I do. I've been known to take my own supper.
He did that. We went to the Three Tenors at the MCG, and he's sitting there next to Rex Hunt, Sam Newman, Neil Mitchell, and out comes a plastic bag with a banana in it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Bananas are very good for you.
I did that for David Copperfield too. You know the
magician.
Yeah,
I'm amazed it was still there. Did he make it reappear after you'd eaten it?
Now, we are here for a very special reason. Tell us, please, Amanda Muggleton, about the book club.
Well, what I'm going to say first of all is that I wish it was called Read Between the Wines, because the book club makes it sound like it's a very intellectual night in the theatre.
Yes.
3AW listeners, It is not. It is a romp. It is very, very funny, and you will recognise so many people in the cast. There's about 16 different people in the cast, and you will know people that are like this and that you would have met in your life before. The title is it sounds like it's going to be, because there's that program on the ABC is called The Book Club,
yes.
and it really is an intellectual talk, you know, and good on them for doing it. Please do not think The Book Club is going to be like that. It is not. It's very naughty, very, very funny.
When you say 16 characters on stage, do you play every one of them?
I do.
Isn't that a bit greedy?
It is greedy. It is greedy.
With costume changes?
No.
Oh.
No. No, you'll love it when you see it. It's very fast. It's crazy, and there's no need for me. You know by my voices, and you know by the attitude and what I'm saying, what the characters are, because they've all got sort of different accents and different rhythms. And no, it's fantastic, and it's going to London actually after we do this Melbourne season. We open next week on the 23rd. The 26th, it's nearly the 23rd now, isn't it? My first preview audience is the 23rd.
Yes.
And so I do 2 shows this Saturday, 1 on Sunday, then I get Monday off. But Tuesday the 26th is the big opening. And I go right through till the 28th of August.
Oh, that's a long season.
Yeah,
It is long.
Yeah. And then it's going to be taken to London, which is thrilling my dad, because my dad is 91 now, and he is so excited. He lives in London.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's really excited. It's keeping him going. You know, she'll be here soon. I'm going to be over there in early September.
I'm stunned at the idea that you can do 16 different characters, 90 minutes on stage.
Yeah.
How do you go with learning and remembering lines?
Well, I tell you what's really weird. This show used to be 2.5 hours long, and we've now condensed it into 90 minutes, and I think it's much better, because I think, you know, when you get an interval, everyone goes out, everyone has a drink, and they come back, and you've got to kind of remind them where you left off. Whereas when it's 90 minutes, it's fast, it's furious, and it's funny, and it's much easier, I think, on the actor, and I think it's much easier on you. You know that the show starts at 7 o'clock. Isn't that brilliant?
Yes.
I don't know why we haven't done this before, because in Europe, the shows often start at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it's all over by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Well, my show will be over by 8:30, so then we can all go out and have supper and a little drinky poo.
Yes, just a little one.
Yeah, just a little drink, and then have some fun.
So, do I presume that some of the characters you're playing are in fact female authors?
No, in fact, they are all my so-called friends. I've never been to a book club in my life because I haven't got time to read all those books, because I'm always reading scripts. I mean, I do read books, but I'm constantly asked to, oh, please join our book club. And I say, well, look, I never know where I'm going to be, so it can't be a regular thing, because you've got to go every month.
And I bet you're asked to speak at Probus meetings regularly too.
I am. Anyway, no, Oh, no, there are some female writers in it. Philippa Gregory is one of the writers who does all those historical novels, but they're done brilliantly, you know, perfectly. And there's one book we're doing called The Virgin's Lover, and it's all about Queen Elizabeth I and her affair that she had with Robert Dudley. And the other writers are all men, but there's only one writer in the show, because I play the men as well as the women. I also play a baby, and I don't want any comments from you, Phil, but I actually play a dog as well.
Oh,
Phil will go now.
Just my
and
you know, Simon and I only this week were talking about male menopause, and I see that menopause is really a theme of this play.
Well, it is, because my husband, Walter, or Wally, as I call him, is going through like a second childhood. He's reached a stage where he's beginning to feel that he's losing everything. He's getting tired of his work. He's a lawyer. And, you know, obviously we all know about women's menopause, but they never talk about menopause. It's actually, that's not the right word. It's it begins with A. What is it called? It's the male menopause has got a name, and it's when men suddenly feel that they're losing all their virility, and so what he's doing is trying to run marathons. He's trying to regain his youth, and so I never see him. And both my children have grown up and left home. This is not me, Amanda. This is
in character. Yes.
Debbie
Right.
or Deborah, my character in the show, and she's twiddling her thumbs and thinking, well, look, what's left for me? You know, my children have gone, my husband's gone crazy. He's always out running and trying to better himself physically. And so one of her friends says, oh, come on, we've been trying to get you to our book club for years. Come and join it. And so she goes to this book club, and it's what happens. She also fantasizes a lot about all the books that she does read. And, of course, one of her fantasies comes true in this book club. I'm not going to say too much more.
Now, Amanda, you've told us the where. We don't know. No, we know the when. We don't know the where.
Well, it's at the South Bank Theatre, which is the Melbourne Theatre Company.
All right.
You know, it's called the Sumner Theatre.
Yeah.
And then inside the Sumner Theatre, there's the Ray Lawler Theatre.
Okay.
And so that's the little theatre. So it's a fabulous, intimate night. I think it only seats about, 160 people.
Right.
And it's all done in the round. So it doesn't matter where you sit, you'll all have a wonderful view of me and my 16 friends and the dog and the baby. It's all I can tell you is that it's a wonderful night, and the reason we're going to London is because of Miriam Margolyes. She was in the audience last year when I was doing it in Sydney, and in the same audience was Andrew Kay, who is producing this version that I'm doing now. And she nearly hit him and said, if you don't take this girl to London and New York, you need your head read. What she's doing, very few people can do. Wow. And I didn't think any more of it. We had a drink all together, the three of us afterwards, and we started talking about the Edinburgh Festival. And a week later, Andrew Kay rang me and he said, I've been thinking about what Miriam said. And he said, I think we should have a look at this. And so here I am doing a 4-week season at the Ray Lawler Theatre, and then it's going to London.
Won't your father be proud of you?
My father's over the moon.
Amanda Muggleton, can we take a break, and then are you happy to take a couple of calls?
Oh, yes, of course I am.
After
This is so good, you'll be beating him off with a stick.
I might buy Amanda Muggleton a fur stole, I think. One of those with the face of the fox and the teeth grinning at you.
No, you're not allowed to wear those anymore.
I bet your mother did.
Yeah, I bet she did
The
too.
coat man.
Now, calls 96900 693. Amanda Muggleton, the beautiful Amanda Muggleton, our special guest in studio. Jeff has called. G'day, Jeff.
Oh, g'day there, guys, and hello, Amanda.
Hello, gorgeous.
Thank you. Look, I've got to say, it just sounds intriguing the way you've described this, and I can just see my wife's going to draw all sorts of parallels to our relationship from this show. It sounds fantastic. But look, I'm really interested, Amanda, when you're up there on stage and you've got so much to remember, do you actually sort of go word for word every night, or can you just have sort of a general theme and you can ad-lib a little bit as you go?
Well, the way this play is written, I have the devil's own job to convince people that it is actually all written down. But the one fabulous thing about doing a one-person show is that if you do go wrong, the audience don't know, because you do become a past master at ad-libbing. And believe me, Jeff, there are times, like maybe someone in the audience moves or goes down to their handbag and gets something out. And, of course, it becomes the most fascinating thing you've ever seen. And as soon as you look at them going mad in their handbag, you forget where you are and what the next line is. So you've got to be able to ad-lib. But in actual fact, the way it's beautifully written, this play, because it's in such colloquial language that you really think that I'm making it up as I go along. I also interact with the audience. Please don't worry, audience. None of you will be made to get up on stage. But I keep asking you questions, and some nights the audience answers me. And then I have to deal with that. I can get into all sorts of pickles when I
How
say...
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be there on Tuesday. Do you want me to answer from the back row?
Don't plan anything. Otherwise, it's got to be happening naturally.
Have you ever had a situation where somebody's mobile phone went off while you were on stage?
I've had that happen at the Comedy Theatre here when I was doing, well, I think it was Shirley Valentine.
Oh, no.
Was it Shirley? What show was it?
How did you cope?
I was in a one-person show. You can't do anything if you've got other people on stage.
Yeah.
And she happened to be in nearly the front row, and I said, "Whose phone is that?" And someone foolishly put their hand up. So I said, "Give me that phone." And like a lamb to the slaughter, she brought the phone to me.
Oh, how embarrassing.
And so I said to the whole audience,
Yeah.
"Shh, be quiet, don't say a word." And I answered the phone in front of the whole audience. And it was a phone call that had come in from Canada, and it was her boyfriend ringing from Canada.
Not knowing the time difference,
No,
perhaps?
I don't know. I mean, maybe she forgot. But I had the audience in fits of laughter, and then I made the whole audience go, "Hello, Kenny," or whatever his name was. I can't remember what his name was. And he couldn't believe it. I said, "You have over 1,000 people saying hello to you from Australia."
Yeah.
Amanda, am I still here?
Yes, you are,
Jeff,
Jeff.
Jeff,
Oh,
of
I
course.
just wondered if I thought when her boyfriend rang from Canada, I hope her husband wasn't sitting next to her.
Oh, good one, Jeff.
You're very cheeky, Jeff.
Yeah. Anyway, look, it sounds fantastic, and you've described it beautifully, so I'll certainly be chatting to my wife about perhaps us going to see you. I think
You
it'll be
should.
Not perhaps, Jeff.
Yeah, there's no perhaps about it,
Yes,
Jeff. Get that part of yours into action.
Perhaps.
And Jeff, the night you go, you have to ring us on there after the show and tell us all about it.
Absolutely. All right, guys.
I usually
Okay.
come out and have a drink with people afterwards too, Jeff. So I'd love to meet you and your wife afterwards.
Terrific. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
Jeff. Thanks for
Good on you,
the
Jeff.
message.
Just don't take your mobile.
I don't know we've got time to tell a story, but Simon has a wonderful story about Robin Williams ad-libbing on stage.
Yes. Robin Williams doing one of his stand-up routines,
Yeah.
and a girl gets up from the table and wanders out to the toilet. So Robin Williams says, "Wait, don't go, don't
Oh,
leave."
I've done that too.
And so she wanders out. He did about two and a half, 3 minutes on this girl going to the toilet.
Yeah.
Just ad-libbing. He wandered down. She had a glass of wine. It was a restaurant type setting.
Yes.
So he's wandered down into the audience and says, "Oh, okay. Well, she's gone. Looks like she won't be coming back. She won't be needing this then." And he drinks her glass of wine, chatting to the friends.
husband or-
Yeah, but somebody says her name's Alice or something.
Yes.
And so he quick as a wink into his lapel mic. He says,
Alison, this is the police. Come out. We know we've surrounded you.
and stuff like that. And the audience are roaring. So, of course, she's wandered off. And then a friend goes off to get her. So then he's all upset because everyone's leaving. This girl left, and all of a sudden the comedian was left alone. What happened? And so finally, when she comes back in, completely oblivious to the fact that he's done any of this about her,
whole routine.
the entire audience erupts. He runs down and hugs her, crying because she's safe. And it was wonderfully funny.
Oh, God, he was brilliant. What a loss.
Darling, are you free to stay another 10 minutes or so? Because there are people, Jeff wants to talk to you, and
No, Jeff already has, but
well, Catherine's there for sure.
Oh, great. I'd love to talk to them.
And who knows who else, after we take another break.
Of course, darling. Of
The
course.
great.
All right.
Catherine, say hello to Amanda Muggleton.
Hello, Amanda. I don't know whether or not you know me either as Catherine, Kate, or Kathy, but my brother is Raymond Omaday.
Oh, I know. You were in Prisoner with me.
Yes, that's right.
How is Raymond?
They're known as Kate Jason Omaday. But
That's fine.
Raymond's fine. He actually works and helps up at the library up there in Perth now, but he's only just the other day he was talking to me about different things. He said, one of the people I love directing more than anything was Amanda, particularly in Shirley Valentine.
He is one of this country's greatest directors. Him and Rodney Fisher are the most wonderful theatre directors.
Wonderful.
Raymond Omaday, he brought Shirley Valentine to me.
Yeah.
He found that play and rang me. I didn't know who he was. And he rang my agent. He said, "I've got a play and I want Amanda Muggleton to do it," because he'd seen me in Steaming all those years
That's
ago.
right, yeah.
And they sent me that script of Shirley Valentine, and I can't tell you what it's like when you are given a script that is so brilliant that you just read it. It feels like you've read it in a second. Because there are some that I'm sent, and you plod through them, and you just go, "Oh,
What am I doing this for?
how can I make this work?" But there was none of that with them.
Who had played Shirley Valentine previously
In
overseas?
the film was Pauline Collins.
That's right.
She did it in the film, but it had never. I was the first person to do it.
Never
in
as
this
a live
country.
stage vehicle previously.
She did. She did it. They took her to America, and you remember she was married to John Alderton. They both met in upstairs, downstairs.
Yes.
And she was the maid, and I think he was like a...
Didn't you love upstairs, downstairs?
It was wonderful. But that's where they met. But he got a bit... cross that she had been discovered in Shirley Valentine, the film, and then the American said, please come and do it over here. And I think she only did it for 3 months, and he said, you've got to come home now, love, come home. That's it.
And how long have you done it for, with revivals and so on?
It was in my repertoire for 10 years, Shirley Valentine.
Wonderful.
Madness.
Hey, Catherine, memories for Amanda here.
Yes, and it's to the point that when I went to see the actual production, I almost cried because it was, to me, even better than the film. But I can still hear Ray saying there is only one person that can do this, and if I'm going to direct it, it's got to be Amanda Muggleton.
Oh, God,
so
love him.
it was lovely hearing your voice tonight. I must ring Ray and say...
please. I've spoken to Kate Cherry at the Black Swan Theatre saying, you must use Raymond Amadei by doing a classic. He's great with Greek tragedy and with Chekhov. And, I hope she takes him up on that, because he really should be, his work needs to be seen.
Well, he's a delight, and it was just absolutely about to close my eyes. Always listen to the guys at night, and I thought, I've got to ring up and say
that's
because
beautiful.
I know Ray just absolutely adores him.
I adore him.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Kate.
Right,
how lovely to hear from you.
Okay, bye.
Good on you, Kate. Thank you. A question that's been playing in my mind, the fact that they've chopped an hour out of it. It now runs 90 minutes. It used to run 2.5. If the show's going really well and you really feel that the audience is responding, can you just extend?
Oh, God, yes. I mean, if the audience is really... If you're with me and we start ad-libbing, it gets really funny.
Yeah.
It really does, yes. But the reason we've got it down to 90 minutes is that the place where we're performing in London it only wants us to do 90 minutes, and if I go over, I get charged £50 for every 5 minutes that I'm over.
No,
that's why
is this a union problem or
no?
what?
It's I'm the big show that's on in the first up in the evening, and then there's another show coming in after me, and I suppose time is money for them.
Amazing.
So
there's someone there winding you up in the wings.
Yeah, it'll be awful. I mean, if I get a good audience, and I'll be
maybe it'll be worth paying that 50 quid for every 5 minutes.
It might be worth
now,
50
I don't know,
quid.
you'll probably be on stage Sunday night, but we're covering the Hector Crawford years with the author Rosie Bazzani. I'm sure you've done some of your best work for Hector over the years.
Cop Shop, I was in for a time. What's the other one I did? I can't remember. But, I mean, Crawford's... They were the start of the entire television
and later
Grundy's,
of course.
Grundy's,
you can't ignore Grundy's.
Well, Grundy's was Prisoner.
Yeah, of course. We only just lost Reg Grundy this year, sadly, at 93. Amanda, you've been such a darling to come in and stay so long.
I'm a nightbird.
Hey, we're going to give you £50 for every extra 5 minutes you've stayed tonight.
You will no doubt, when you're doing the show in England, there will be a large prisoner.
Oh my goodness.
Cell Block 8 or whatever it's called.
The tickets are already being sold in London, and it's phenomenal.
Well, that's handy, isn't it?
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful. And the tickets are going really well here, so don't leave it too late before you book to see me in the book club.
As I said to your friends at the circus about a month ago, when you're with Amanda Muggleton, you are with theatre royalty.
Oh, thank you. You may go.
Before we break, we should give the details again. Book now for tickets. Amanda Muggleton in the book club. It's at the South Bank Theatre. The Lawler, is it?
The Ray Lawler.
The Ray Lawler Theatre from 23rd of July. Book now at southbanktheatre.com.au or Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster.com.au.
I don't know.
In person to the South Bank Theatre box office. You see, I could never be on stage.
Yes, you could.
Struggled with that.
You're doing really well.
Call 8688 0800. You can book on that number at the South Bank Theatre. 8688 0800 or southbanktheatre.com.au.
Oh, that's lovely, darlings. I do adore you both, and I love 3AW listeners, because they come to the theatre, and there were a lot of 3AW listeners there that night, and they were fabulous.
They were there that night,
yes.
But we're sure to be in touch during the season if you're here at the end of August.
All right, my darlings.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, my
God bless
princess.
everyone.
Night, Phil.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, and thank you, Amanda.
Tom Elliott.